Hello, everyone. Welcome into another week. I'm flying solo this week. Um, we got the co-host um, down this week. Nobody wanted to hop in with me, so it is just me, your one and only commissioner. Um, all right. Well, we had another great week this week. A lot of tight matchups. It was fun to kind of watch them go down to the wire. We have Rex's Rally Birds falling 53 to 55 and a half to the Broken Bat Bombers. Huge day. Come from behind win for the Bombers. So Parker gets a win over myself. Trav's Turds gets a win this week, bouncing back in the Tank Bowl over the Holmes Hitters. Maybe that's why he's not on. Do a video of you milking yourself. Hormones exposed. That's a hot take. Maybe. Yeah, so Holmes is falling. He only scored 31 points this week. Good Lord, I would be hiding in shame if I were him. Maybe that's why he's not here this week. Randy's balls falling to the Mississippi Ninja Chickens. The chickens stay hot like Nashville hot chicken. Uranus Mud Biscuits picks up another W over Ryan, who will fall to 1-3. The Uranus Mud Biscuits move to 3-1. Sam Sluggers falling to Andrew's bum shoulder. Clayton getting hot at the right time, now moves to 3-1. That's a big shakeup. He started the year out at the bottom of the league, and he is currently 3-1. I text the whole group, so I did ask everybody. Everybody was on there. And then the Arlington Taxpayers take down the Hormones with clubs. This was a fun matchup, a battle of the nicest guys I know. And the Arlington Taxpayers are taking it down 72, maybe a little bit more. I think Sunday Night Baseball, they have Tyler O'Neill going, and the clubs are going to come up short. All right. With that being said, I think it is appropriate that we start out with the injury of the week. Well, the injury of the week is Michael Holmes' pride. The Holmes Hitters dropping to 0-4. And goodness gracious, 31 total points this week. Wow. Let me see if I can go back here. See if I can get the matchup breakdowns. Yeah. Matchup totals here. Wow. Olson 5 points, Seager 5 points, Bogarts 8, Bichette 5, Pascantino 1, Diaz 6.5. Wow, what a rough week for the Holmes Hitters. They are the injury of the week because that pride has to be hurt. Has to be hurt there. But that leads us on to Dud of the Week. And this guy has already won Dud of the Week once. He is on the Broken Bat Bombers and Corbin Carroll. Let's go back here. Corbin Carroll. 1 total point this week, but 1 for 18. Wow, and he picked up a win over me. Didn't help. I had Spencer Steer go 2 for 24. So there's some rough scores this week. I know Pascantino had 1 point as well, but Corbin Carroll, who was a first-round draft pick, dropping 1 point. Parker survives that and gets a win, but very, very interesting right there. But that is a tough week for Corbin Carroll. He really needs to get going. He's hitting like dog shit. The MVP of the week goes to none other than Alec Bohm, what a week here for the taxpayers. Had a huge week. 28 total points for Alec Bohm. He went 17 for 30 on the week. He had 8 singles, 8 doubles, and a home run for the taxpayers. He sat Tyler O'Neill this week. That might have been play of the week. That might have been play of the week. Putting in Bohm, and he drops 28 for him. Wow, that is a huge amount of points. So Alec Bohm taking home MVP of the week for the taxpayers. Well, we're just going to stay right here as well. And manager of the week is going to Austin Marsh and the Arlington Taxpayers, putting up a huge week. 72 points is nothing to scoff at. He had some big performances, including Alec Bohm. Volpe had a nice week. Freeman had a good week. And then the rest of his guys, they contributed. They contributed in some way or another. So congrats, Austin Marsh, on, I believe, his very first manager of the week. So hold it high while you have it, because I doubt you're probably going to get another 28-point week from Alec Bohm. All right. It's only me. So there's no extra commentary. It's pretty much just straight raw dogging it. And so we're just going to go straight into the rankings. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. All right. Starting at 12. No surprise here. They're falling to 0-4, and they put up 31 points this week. This is the Holmes Hitters' home now. Bottom of the league. Licking shit off of everybody else's boots. Michael, who didn't bother to show up tonight, is going to stay at number 12 again this week. Another tough week for the Holmes Hitters. This team should perform better. This team has just gotten out to a terrible start. Maybe some changes need to be looked at here for the Holmes Hitters, and see what they can potentially do to get out of the cellar. But as of now, I don't see this team getting much better, even though I think that this team is better than 12th. But another tough week for the Holmes Hitters. Falling this week from 10 to 11. Another tough week for Randy's Balls and Cole Becker. Just another really rough one. Just really no Austin Riley having another tough week is tough for him. Bellinger got hurt midweek. It looks like he's going to miss some time. He is probably who I probably should have put up for injury of the week. I believe he crashed into the wall and broke a rib. What a comment. The Holmes Shittas. That is what he really needs to change his name to, because that's what his team looks like. But, this team just not getting it done again. I think if Bellinger stays healthy this week, he might have. How close is this matchup? Yeah, he probably wasn't getting it done either way. But, Riley only having 3.5 points. Gosh, that's tough. Tough week for Cole. He just continues to fall down the rankings. I believe he started the year up. Where was he at to start the year? He was at 5 to start the year. He has fallen all the way down to 11. The Balls are really going to need to get it in high gear in a hurry, or the season will be too far out of reach for him. All right, falling to number 10. They were at 9 the week before. Falling to number 10, we have Trav's Turds. They do win this week, but they were the second lowest scoring team of the week. The only team they would have beat are the Holmes Hitters, and they beat them. Just another abysmal performance from the majority of his guys on this team. Only 2 guys cracked double digits. And I really don't see this team getting much better at this point. This team is another team that really needs to press the right buttons to get back on track. This team, I mean, Schwarber is literally a home run or nothing. Mullins has not looked great. Arise had 10 singles this week. Just not a power hitter, not going to get you the extra points you need. And really everybody else is just kind of mid. Trey Turner, is probably his best name on this roster. He sat Aaron Judge this week. I don't even know what type of week Aaron Judge had. He's hitting $190 on the season. $190 for Aaron Judge. Wow. I mean, he is sitting some big names right now. Oh no, what did I do? He is sitting some big names. Chisholm on the bench. This team is just really got to get some changes going here. But that is where Trav is coming in this week at number 10. All right. Up this week after beating the number 1 team ranked last week, the Broken Bat Bombers are bouncing from 11 to number 9. They had a decent week this week, despite Corbin Carroll having another abysmal showing, but he got some nice production from some of his other guys. William Contreras had a nice week this week. Pete Alonso hit a couple homers, and Jose Altuve hit a homer today that kind of really swung how this one was looking. So, and CJ Abrams, I think that this can't go under the radar for much longer, but I believe he is like one of the top ranked players right now in the league because he has put up quite a few points. So the Broken Bat Bombers bouncing to number 9, looking to stay hot. They are moving to 500. Kind of surprising that he is 500, but hey, the good thing about this really is like he's been performing, and Corbin Carroll, who's been his number 1 pick, has been underperforming pretty much a whole season. So if Carroll ever figures it out and these guys can stay consistent, he's sitting in a very nice spot. I will criticize him on this. He has Jordan Walker still on his team. He got sent down. I can't say much, but I did drop Jackson Holiday. So, all right. At number 8, falling from number 6 to number 8. I'm sorry, Ryan, but you lost again this week. I had to drop you somewhere with some of the mid to bottom tier teams winning. At number 8, we have Ryan's Rallying Raw coming in. Bobby Witt continues to have a great season, and JT Realmuto. I'm not sure when you lost Westberg this week, but he is day to day. And this team, I was expecting them to put up a little bit better of a fight this week against the Mud Biscuits. It just didn't happen. The Mud Biscuits really poured it onto them. I believe this was actually very tight going into the weekend, and Andrew really pulled away from Ryan. Like I said, I think that this team could continue to climb, but for now they're dropping to number 8. At number 7, after another nice win, we have Andrew's bum shoulder and Clayton Wolf. Dropped a 67 piece on Sam. I believe this is another one that really came down to the weekend. I believe Sam was ahead by quite a bit going into Saturday when I last looked. And Clayton coming up huge and had a huge week from Gunnar Henderson, dropping 21 points for him. If it wasn't for Alec Boehm this week, Gunnar Henderson is probably my player of the week. He has continued to rake. He hit 3 bombs for him this week. But up and down this lineup, he's getting production and, taking down Sam, who previously was in the 5 spot. Was really nice, a really nice win for him to move to 3-1. So Clayton on the come up. Yeah, he's 3-1 and he is at 7, but he started out at number 11. He continues to climb the rankings. I think next week, I don't know what the matchups are for him, but that is a big swing week for him. That could get him in the top 5 if he can take down another win. Okay, on to number 6, falling to number 6 from 5. We have Sam's Sluggers coming in at number 6. Put up another solid week this week, just didn't finish it out. I talked a little bit about it, but man, Ronald Acuna Jr. has been pretty god-awful for the Sluggers. This is the number 1 pick, putting up 4 points. Here's the thing, Sam's team can really get carried by the top of their lineup really easily. But like this week, it wasn't the top of his lineup that scored a bunch of points for him. It was the guys that he drafted later on. Wilson Contreras has been great this year. Max Muncy's been solid. Will Smith has been solid. If he can get Acuna and Mike Trout going, I seriously think this team is one of the toughest outs going into the playoffs, because I expect this to be a playoff team. If these guys stay healthy, yes, given Trout, he needs to stay healthy. Contreras needs to stay healthy, him being a catcher. And then Acuna, he's been injury laden in the past. But if this team can stay healthy, I think that this team has a huge ceiling and is a team that is going to be a tough out. But right now they're coming at number 6 because they are moving to 2-2. Up from number 7 to number 5, our manager of the week, and had the MVP of the week, the Arlington Taxpayers, move into the top 5. We had really kind of hung them out in the middle because I felt like this team had a couple weeks where they just didn't have the opportunity to show their full potential, and this week it finally came out, and they're going to be at number 5. And this team, watch out, because if they get hot, it's going to be scary. Freeman has been as advertised. Semien didn't have the greatest week this week. Volpe had a great week, but he really got carried by Alec Boehm. And now Tyler O'Neill's back. So I'm interested to see where this team goes. O'Neill been having a career year for the Red Sox. I think this team, I don't think that this is necessarily an upper echelon. I don't think this is a 1 or 2 or 3 seed going into the playoffs. I think that this is a 4, 5, 6 as we're going into the playoffs. But this team is very solid as long as they can continually get production from their big names, which are Freeman, Volpe, and Semien. So I think 5 is appropriate for them. Like I said, they had been kind of hanging out in that middle because we just had not been able to see the full potential of this team. And so they're going to get a nice little bump this week, and they get the Manager of the Week award along with the MVP. So great job, Austin. Way to continue to move up. At number 4, falling from number 3, it is the Hormones with Clubs, falling to the Taxpayers. They had another nice week from the top of their lineup, but man, Machado, Naylor kind of falling off this week. They this team is going to lose their first game of the year. And really, I think that this team, at the end of it, is going to be a top 3 team. But they had to move somewhere. They were at 3 last week, and they just haven't put up the same amount of points as some of the other teams. So they are coming in at 4. And, Ohtani, Ramirez, Walker, Reynolds all had really strong weeks. If they could have got a little bit more production out of their middle of the lineup guys, they would have been probably right there, moving the 4-0 and probably the top seed or the top ranked team. But it seems very close between these top 4 teams, and it's very difficult to differentiate them. So the Hormones with Clubs coming in at number 4. At number 3, falling from the top spot, is myself and the Rex's Rally Birds, falling from 1 to 3. Did not get a very good week from the bottom of his lineup. Soto was solid. Alvarez was solid. Harris was solid. Marte, he sat a couple games this week. That really killed me. That really sucked. And then Alvarez only playing 2 games. He played Saturday and Sunday, didn't play Friday. This kind of killed me and killed the opportunity for this team to move to 4-0. Weird scheduling, because I think that the Houston-Colorado Rockies series played in Mexico City, and they didn't play on Friday for some odd reason. But I wasn't going to not start Jordan anyways. It just sucks that I didn't get an extra game if they would have played in the States. Minor bitching for me, but that's just Austin Marshes says, number 5 in Feeling Alive. You should. That was a really strong week from you. But I did make some moves. I will say I did make some moves this week. I dropped Jackson Holiday. I believe I picked up Ryan Mountcastle. And I also dropped – I had an extra spot open because I moved Jake Berger to the IL. I believe I picked up some kid from the Marlins. I can't remember who it is. But probably not going to see my lineup. But picking up Stephen Kwan was nice. Didn't realize he'd been a top 20 fantasy player this year. He's still sitting on the waivers. So I picked him up and plugged him in. He had a nice week this week for me. Just like I said, Marte, Steer really struggled this week. Gonna have to make some lineup changes going into next week with Steer. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do there, but ultimately, falling to number 3 is myself. At number 2, the Mississippi Ninja Chickens are coming in at number 2, moving to 3-1. The Ninja Chickens, let me hear it last week as they came in at 4. The Ninja Chickens showed out this week again, scoring 61.5 points. Kyle Tucker, huge week. I mean, you look at this right here. Home run 2 from Kyle Tucker. 2 homers from Adolis Garcia. Sucks he was 2 for 17 on the week. Rutschman had 2 homers. Verdugo had 2 homers. I mean, that right there is 8 points by each. That's a solid week. If you can get 8 points in a week from any player, you can't be upset with that. It's whenever they start scoring double digits is whenever it really turns on and is pretty awesome to watch. Ninja Chickens are continually climbing. This team is coming into form. I believe they started the year at number 3. So my week 1 rankings, let's see where we were on week 1. The Mud Biscuits were at 1. Rally Birds are at 2. Ninja Chickens are at 3. And then the Hormones with Clubs are at 4. That's been pretty much consistent with the top 4, and that's the upper echelon. I've kind of said that the top 4 have been solid, and the Ninja Chickens have been continually showing out, and they will move up to their highest ranking of the year at number 2. So congrats, Murph. You continue to climb, and I'm sure I won't get any backlash for putting him at 2. At number 1, having another really nice week, the Mud Biscuits. They fell last week to number 2. They bounced back to number 1 after the Rally Birds fall. Betts, this guy just continues to hit and hit and hit. Guerrero had a tough week. Arenado, tough week. But, Stanton, Ozuna, Paredes, like all those guys have been putting up points for him. I want to say Robert is he out for a while? Yeah, he's going to be out till mid-May. So, this team, yeah, they deserve to win this week. Ultimately, huge weeks from 4 guys on their team, and the Mud Biscuits should be happy where they're at, sitting at 3-1 after kind of a dud the week before. They've had fraud allegations thrown at them. I'm not going to put fraud allegations on them at the moment. That I'll leave to my co-host. But the Mud Biscuits are they are the team to beat right now. As much as I hate to say it, they're the team to beat. Andrew's talking shit in the Discord all the time, and we're just gonna have to deal with it. Somebody's gonna have to take him down. So with that being said, that rounds out this week's rankings. I will flip over here. Let me see if I can find the matchups for the next week. Oh boy, we had a heavy hitter to start out. This is rivalry week. Not sure what that means, but we are in a rivalry week. Oh boy, this is going to be a fun one. A lot of trash talking should be going on. The Austins are battling it out. Rivalry week between the Taxpayers and the Rally Birds. The Taxpayers, this is a fun matchup right here. The Taxpayers are wanting to crack that top 4. Can they take down the Rally Birds, who have kind of had 2 weeks where they've coasted into the weekend and ended up getting beat this week? Trav's Turds are going to take on the 1-3. So both these teams are 1-3. Both these guys trying to climb up the rankings. The Turds and Ryan's Rallying Raw are going to go at it. Randy's Balls and Hormones with Clubs. I'm taking Randy's Balls. I'm taking them. Upset of the year so far is going to be Randy's Balls taking down the Hormones with Clubs. I feel it in my loins. Holmes Hitters, 0-4, looking to bounce back, trying to get one back on the Broken Bat Bombers, who moved to 500. This is a guy that really, I'm sure, does not want to start out 0-5, because he is going to have a long fight to get back to 500 and potentially make the playoffs. And then the Mud Biscuits taking on the hot, very hot Andrew's Bum Shoulder, going at the owner of the Mud Biscuits. Andrew's Bum Shoulder is going to have to show him that this shoulder is not bum. Anyways, this one is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to this one. I think that this one is probably going to be the one that comes down to Sunday. I'm calling this one the closest matchup of the week. It's already projected 74.25 to 74.35. Going to be a fun one to watch. And then finally, the battle of college roommates. He's going to have to watch out for that dad power, though. Sam's coming in off of becoming a dad. Can the Ninja Chickens sneak around and take down Sam Sluggers? It's going to be interesting to see. And I am looking forward to another week. I will have the memes ready tomorrow They will be fire as always. But that is it for me. We're ending this right at 30 minutes. Wanted to get it done in 30. So I will see everybody next week. Hopefully I have my co-host back, but I appreciate everybody stopping by and watching this week's rankings video. I will see you next week.